This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Gunman welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for January 7th is an F1 driver who won 7 world F1 titles, driving championships, tied with Michael Schumacher. He has the most wins, 103, the most pole positions, 103, and podiums, 182 among others. McLaren is the only black. Lewis Hamilton is the only black driver in F1 history. Stupid. But anyhow, Hamilton has set many records and all that. So he was born January 7th, 1985. So he's 3 months older than I am. So his father is black and his mother is white. All that. So Hamilton loved to be there. And when he wanted to be a racer, his father took a redundancy from his position as IT manager, became a contractor, getting like 4 jobs at one time to support his son and all that. But Hamilton's father set up his own IT company anyway. Hamilton was a kart legend and all that. When he was 12, Ladbrokes, the betting agencies, took an odd at 41 odds that Hamilton would win an F1 race before the age of 23. And someone said at 151 odds that he would win the world title before he was 25. Kind of weird. But yeah, from karting onto Formula Super A and all that, and Formula 3, he looked decent and all that. And he won the GP2 tournament in 2006. And McLaren had a vacancy in its F1 spot because Juan Pablo Montoya went to NASCAR and Kimi Räikkönen went to Ferrari. Fernando Alonso needed another driver for McLaren, and Hamilton was confirmed as the second driver, beating out Gary Paffett and Pedro de la Rosa. So once Michael Schumacher retired, Lewis Hamilton came in, and he was with Fernando Alonso. He shocked a lot of people by finishing on the podium in his debut, and he actually finished runner-up to Kimi Räikkönen by 1 point. He had the most wins in a rookie season before. Well, he tied someone, but most points in a debut season, most consecutive podium finishes from his debut. It was amazing and all that. Hamilton and Alonso had a lot of incidents and all that. Hamilton stayed at McLaren, but Alonso left, which was kind of stupid, if you ask me. Anyway, Hamilton won 5 races, but unfortunately he had arrogance and dangerous driving. It was a fight between Felipe Massa and Lewis Hamilton for the 2008 F1 title. Hamilton shocked a lot of people. Massa won the race. However, Hamilton needed to be in 5th place to win by 1 point to nip Massa, and he overtook Timo Glock on the final lap to do so. Hamilton became the first British driver since Damon Hill in '96 to win a world title. He would do very well for himself. In 2010, he looked like he wanted to win his 2nd championship, but unfortunately he would finish 4th as Sebastian Vettel won the race to win the title. And Hamilton had a lot of distractions and all that. When Jan7 Button, of all people, finished runner-up to Sebastian Vettel for the title. Like, Jan7 Button was always known as not being a good driver, but he was on terrible teams and all that. Hamilton announced that he would join Mercedes-Benz instead of staying at McLaren to replace Michael Schumacher, who actually raced for Mercedes, which was kind of strange. Anyway, Hamilton signed for Mercedes and was reunited with his karting teammate, Nico Rosberg. It's a surprise and all that, because Mercedes had no recent history of success. But his first season with Mercedes, he won only one race. But he finished fourth in the standings, which isn't that bad. However, Hamilton would actually benefit from the use of turbo hybrid engines starting in 2014. Mercedes won 16 races that year, with 11 of them by Hamilton. He got his second title as he had to fight his teammate Rosberg for the title. It was amazing, all that. Driver regulations brought in for 2014 allowed drivers to pick a car number to use for their entire career. And Hamilton decided to wear number 44. Go with number 44, like Hank Aaron and all that. Well, as world champion, he could have worn number 1. He could have had his car as number 1, but he decided to keep his 44 and all that. It was the first year since 1994 that no car was number 1 and all that. Hamilton dominated the 2015 season, winning 10 races. On his way to his third World Championship title, matching his hero, Ayrton Senna's runs and all that. Hamilton kept on playing for Mercedes and all that. Strange as it sounds, he won more races than any other driver in 2016, but he lost to his teammate Rosberg for the Drivers' Championship. The team's policy of letting the pair fight freely led to several exchanges both on and off the track, culminating in Hamilton defying team orders at Abu Dhabi and deliberately slowing to back Rosberg into the chasing pack to encourage other drivers to overtake his teammate. The strange thing was that Rosberg, after winning the championship, actually shockingly retired. So, in 2017, there was a tense title fight between Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton did very well, winning 9 races and getting his 4th title in 2017. Hamilton and Vettel were 4-time champs. It was the first time ever that 2 4-time champs would be fighting for a 5th title. The fight for 5, as everyone said. Vettel looked good and all that. However, Hamilton clinched the title in Mexico, mostly because of Vettel's season unraveling because of driver and mechanical errors. And Hamilton put up 6 race wins in 7 races. So he signed a contract worth 40 million British pounds per year, which is the highest ever. So Hamilton defended his title in 2019 and looked pretty good and all that. And he clinched his 6th title in 2019 with 2 races remaining. As almost he always did. So anyway, Hamilton in the season marked by the COVID pandemic in 2020 actually won his 7th title, equaling Schumi's record. There was only 17 races that season, and Hamilton won 11, which was amazing. That was his personal best, was 11 wins. Only in 17 races and all that. He had to miss a Grand Prix because of COVID-19, but he clinched the title with 3 rounds to spare, and Bottas, his Mercedes teammate, took 2nd. It was amazing and all that. Of course, everyone remembers in 2021, just this past season, the fight between Hamilton and Mercedes and Red Bull's Max Verstappen. There was a lot of issues with the final lap and all that because of a late safety car with like a few laps left and all that. Because of the safety car, Hamilton you have to go at a certain speed, and Hamilton had a big lead on Verstappen, but now they were almost face to face and all that with the final lap happening and all that. A lot of people accused of doing this because the race made for TV, just to contrive an entertaining finish and all that. Anyway, Hamilton did congratulate Verstappen on his win and all that. Mercedes protested to the FIA, but it was rejected. Hamilton hasn't really been on social media as much, and there's speculation he might even retire because of this problem and all that. But it would just be a sourpuss. So Lewis Hamilton is expected to remain at Mercedes till the end of 2023, but who knows what can happen. And he will partner George Russell, fellow Brit, at Mercedes. For his driving style and one of the best drivers of his generation. Although I say Schumi is kind of close in that way too. I mean, you can't hurt Schumi. Oh, he was a good driver, but Hamilton's just as good too. Of course, there's a lot of racial animosity because he's black and all that. Kind of stupid. Yeah. So anyway, Hamilton has a lot of rights. Do so a lot of things. Anyway, Hamilton is actually vegan and all that, which is kind of strange and all that. He's Catholic and all that, and it's as part of LGBT rights. I don't know about him having a relationship. It looks like he doesn't really have a relationship with any girl. It's kind of stupid. But yeah, he's won world championships. His championships in 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 18, 19, and 20. So he's done pretty well for himself. Lots of records and all that. He set lots of records, most career wins, post positions, podium finishes, among other things. He became the youngest driver to win the F1 title at age 23. And a lot of people, if they had taken that lap book spread, would have won a lot of cash because he won the championship before he was 25. But Sebastian Vettel beat that record, being younger than 23 when he won the title. I thought Verstappen was younger than that. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. But, Lewis Hamilton still is a great driver, and you can't beat that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.